Hi AP Research students, Mr. Muller here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about consultants. As you do this research, there are going to be times where I cannot help you. I am an expert in terms of the theory of research, but not in the practical application of it in all disciplines. Now, if you chose an education or a historical discipline, yes, I can help you in terms of the research processes there, but not in terms of psychology or biology or chemistry or sociology. Those aren't fields I've done discipline in, or I've done research in. So consultants are absolutely essential for your success in this course. You need someone with a PhD who has done research in your discipline to help guide you through conducting your data collection, analyzing your data, and being a resource for feedback as you go through this research process. Because I can only help you so much. This is why consultants are essential. So, today we're going to talk about what consultants can do for you and where you can find them. Hope you're excited. I'm excited. Let's get started. Now, the slides that I have here are part of a consultant contract that you will send out to consultants who agree to help you. I'm not going to read these off. You are an intelligent AP student. You can read this. So I'm going to give you a minute. Please read what consultants can do for you. Pause it, read it, and then come back to me. Okay. Pause it, read it. Okay. Consultants act as someone who can give you feedback on your research process, can give you guidance in applications of that research. They can meet with you on Skype or in person. They can even, if you ask, help provide sources as you're gathering research. And you can have as many as you want. It doesn't need to be one consultant. You can have 5. Next slide. Please pause. Read what consultants cannot do. Pause. Read. Okay. All right. Now, the role of the consultant is not to change your products. They can tell you feedback that you need to change, but they can't correct your work. They also aren't going to generate your research question or provide evidence for you unless you specifically ask for some sources. If you say, I'm looking for a particular resource on this, I found a paywall, do you have access to send this to me? That's fine. They cannot provide questions to be asked in oral defense, which they won't know when we do the oral defense in April anyway, and they cannot provide unsolicited help. Here's what this means. Consultants are merely there to respond to your needs, but you must be specific in what you are looking for. If you give them, let's say it's March, and you give them your research paper to give feedback on, you must give them the research paper and say, here are the specific things I want feedback on. They cannot do anything more. If you do a sample presentation, you need to tell them what feedback you want. Don't just say, I need feedback. They cannot respond to that. You say, I need feedback on these specific things. If you need assistance on data analysis, you can say, here's my data analysis, here's what I'm trying to do. Can you help explain this process to me? That is fine. But they cannot just say, I hear how's it going? Data analysis, here's how you do it. Let me do it for you. That is not it. They merely respond to your specific requests. Now, where can you get consultants? If you want a local teacher to act as a consultant because they're going to be a little bit more available for you, that's fine. I will let you know from my experiences teaching this course that local teachers aren't extremely valuable in this process, and the reason why is a lot of teachers haven't actually done research, and especially if you're going to like a biology teacher, they probably haven't done actual grad level research in biology. So they're not going to be typically very helpful for you in this research process. You can go into the community and talk to community leaders, people in business, and that's fine. I'm going to suggest, as long as they know the actual research process for the discipline that you're in. If they don't, same thing with teachers, they're not going to be a huge help. Now, I would highly suggest, whoever it doesn't need to be a professor, but someone preferably with a PhD in that discipline is who you are targeting. That is what you want because they understand the research process and they know how to assist you in this research process effectively. That is absolutely essential. The better consultant you have, typically that correlates to a better research paper because they can give you more valuable feedback as you're going along in this process. Now, how do you go about finding these consultants? Here's my rule, and it's going to sound a little extreme, but it's absolutely true. When you come to class, I'm going to share with you an email template, basically a one-paragraph initial contact email you'll send to professors asking if they'd be interested in assisting you. If they say yes, you give them the mentor contract or consulting contract that you saw in earlier slides. You will need to send out between 30 to 50 initial contact emails to find one professor or one person with a PhD that will be willing to work with you. Typically, you're going to get a lot of 0 responses at all. You might get a lot of, well, I'd like to help, but I'm doing research this year and I don't have the time. You might get, I'd like to help, but I'm on sabbatical this year, and that's fine. Or you might get some snarky replies because some professors can be extremely arrogant and pompous, and they just don't feel like helping you. Just be prepared for a lot of that. But typically, if you send out 30 to 50 emails, you're going to get one response. So I'm just letting you know right now, be prepared for that. Some places you can look, write this down. First, try some big universities. Now, it could be difficult to get professors from big universities because they're all doing research, but give that a shot. Also, look for adjunct professors, not necessarily tenured professors, because adjunct professors get paid per class. They might not be doing research, but they still understand the research process and can be helpful. But you can try, again, tenured professors as well. Second thing, try small universities, because those professors typically aren't doing research, they're just teaching classes. So they might have a little bit more time to assist you. Try the normal professors and the adjuncts. Third, target some community colleges, because all of those professors are adjuncts. They get paid per class. Most of them typically aren't doing research, and they could be helpful as well. Again, as long as they've gone through that research process, that's what's really valuable here. Now again, I'm going to reiterate my most important point when it comes to your relationship with a consultant. Consultants cannot give unsolicited information. You must ask. You must seek out. You have to go 90%, and they'll meet you in that last 10. And the consultant cannot correct student work, but can provide feedback. Now in class, we're going to talk a little bit more about what consultants can and can't do. I'm going to give you some possible scenarios and see how much you really understand these expectations. And we'll talk about the resources that I can give you for you to find your consultant. Well, that's all I have for today. Hope you learned something you didn't know before. Thanks for watching.